Day 5, opening up a gym, throwing up that Gary V5. Um, so today what we're going to do is Val and I are going to go into the building and we're going to kind of make sure that we're on point with the equipment that we want to bring in the space that we're going to use. There's lots of usable space there, so I'm super pumped because there's so much we'll be able to do, and I'll get into that on another video, but on how we can really set it up where you guys can take advantage of the space as well as members and clients. So we want to make sure that the equipment we're going to bring in is going to be something that everyone can really use straight out of the gate, because there's such a long lead time to some of this commercial grade equipment. The stuff that we can get, we want to make sure that that's going to make sense for you guys, because it really doesn't matter for us if you guys don't use it. The equipment is just a giant paperweight, right? So in our case, what we want to do is get the equipment that we know you guys can take advantage of here and now, and it's stuff that we can definitely get. And I just think it kind of makes sense. But then along with that, we were going to measure out for signs. There's a couple places that we're going to put signage up. Nothing crazy. And it's one of those things as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, I don't get too caught up in the signs and stuff, but I know that it's kind of needed so people know where you're at, right? But I think too much time gets spent on what is my company name going to be and what is my logo going to look like and all that kind of stuff. I think people spend way too much time wasting time on that. Just for the record, no one gives a shit what your business name is. Google is probably the dumbest sounding name ever, but they've done okay for themselves. So don't get too, whatever anyone else doing this or opening another business, don't get too caught up on the name. It doesn't really matter. And logos and that kind of thing. I literally made this in really no time. That's when it happens, it happens. So don't kind of like force it, because then it just looks cheap and weird. But don't force it. It's just going to happen when it happens. So don't get too bent out of shape when it comes to branding and that kind of stuff. I know in today's social world, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's got to be the most important thing. And I think that's a biggest pile of shit. I think that, in the words of Rob Bailey, give a shit about people, build something cool, and it's going to work. That's really the bottom line. And I really do give a shit. And I think it's important for me to not really care about the surface stuff, because I really don't. I think it's silly, but that's, again, other people will disagree. So again, we're going to go in there and make sure the equipment list makes sense. Waiting for the client management system to come in. The amount of people messaging or getting on the wait list to get information when we release our memberships has been amazing. Like, so pumped. I put the link down below so you guys can have a peek at it there as well. And if you do want to get information once we release memberships, I'm just going to fire it off to that list there. I'm not going to like blast you with all kinds of stuff either. I think that's kind of lame, but so I'll just make sure that I get the membership info out to you guys as soon as we get it. I just want to have a system in place where we can sign those people up before we really release that. And yeah, so we're going to be in there and seeing some of the things that we might have to do, and when it comes to like cosmetics and that kind of thing, to make the building operational, because we want to, I'm going to be put in some hours on April 1st, because that's when we take control of the building. Of course, the gym's not going to open on April 1st, so we're going to try to get equipment delivered ASAP, like for that day basically. And while the delivery guys are setting up and doing their thing, we're going to be doing other stuff. So just taking good use out of our time, and just taking advantage of the time, because I want to have it like cracked down once we have the keys, so to speak. It's going to be all gas once we get going. So for those of you that want information on memberships, just make sure to put your name on that list that I've got down below. Super quick and easy, and I'll be able to get that info out to you as soon as it becomes available. I want to make sure that the memberships make sense before I just kind of put it out here and then no one has any place to sign up. I think it's kind of silly. So I've settled on a client management software. Not settled, the thing is amazing. It literally does everything. So we're really excited for how many options people are going to have for what they can do, and I want to be able to talk to them on the things that I have in mind to see if it makes sense. to make it even easier for everyone that wants to sign up and become a member. So that's pretty much it. Today, yeah, we're going to measure signs as well. I kind of forgot about that. I think I said something about that, but we're going to measure up for signs. Signage, there's a couple of places we can put them. Guy, I just can't thank you guys enough for the amount of support that we got, not just with people wanting information on memberships, but just people sharing the post and, liking what we're doing, getting DMs, people asking if there's anything they can do, willing to lend a hand, like that kind of stuff. Like, it's so huge. Like, it really means the world to us. And I know it might seem super duper trivial. And I never really cared before, like, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. But when you share posts, I know it seems like just something really, like, who cares on your end, but it makes a gigantic difference for business owners. It just gets it in front of more eyes and more eyes of people that might want to be a part of that, whether that's being a customer or client or whatever that business is. So for those of you that are liking, sharing, that kind of stuff, subscribing to the channel as well makes a gigantic difference, so more people can just see the content. We're kind of at the mercy of the algorithms kind of sometimes. So for those of you that are liking, especially subscribing, trying to get the channel to 100 people, that's kind of my goal. I should probably set my goals a little bit higher, but one thing at a time, right? So, and then after that goal of 100, that I do have another goal, and for a very specific reason why I have got another goal, and we'll get into that once I get to 100 subscribers here, and that's it. So thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And thank you so much again, bottom of our hearts. We'll see you soon.